Rise and shine, everyone. It's now 4 a.m. in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're going to get started with our workout. Going to start with the beginner workout. I don't know if you can see, it's still pitch black outside, but I also got a nice little mountain of snow piled up outside on my balcony. There's a snowstorm this morning, so if you're not quite ready to wake up from the snow, then hopefully this will get you going anyway. Get your body warmed up to trek through all that snow this morning. We're going to start with a push-up plank position for the beginners, and you're just going to hold this position for 30 seconds. So you can just count 30 seconds in your head if you have a stopwatch on your phone or something. Usually that's an easy way to do it. I'm just going to blab and assume that by the time I've finished explaining what this exercise is, it will have been 30 seconds. After all, usually coaching takes about 30 seconds anyway. So when you're done that, you're going to come up into a tabletop position. You're going to plant your toes, come up into downward facing dog, or at least to the best of your ability. You'll probably be pretty stiff like I am right now. And you're going to lift your leg up, hit your chair. Try to keep that back as flat as you can. I'm having a little bit of a hard time this morning, but we're going to do 5 raises per leg. Cool. When you're done that, we're going to go right into a upper body exercise. You're just going to be doing close grip knee push-ups. So your elbows are always by your side, your hands should be here, pushing straight up, just like that. So start out from the bottom position, get right on the floor, come up on your knees, elbows are by your side here, hands are just at chest level, keep everything tight, and just push. You're going to do a nice slow tempo. Remember, try to keep your shoulders down as much as you can, and when you're down here, pinching those shoulder blades together so you can get that nice, good form. Looking straight down at the mat the whole time, not up or down. Just good for that spine. When you're done all 10 of those, what you're going to do is find a comfortable chair. I'm just going to use my couch here. You're going to hold the bottom position of a Bulgarian split squat. Now, Bulgarian split squat is just where you have your foot elevated and you're coming down into a lunge position or a split squat position. Would make sense too. You should feel an intense, deep stretch in your hip flexor there. You can add a challenge by adding a twist. But what you're doing is trying to open that hip flexor up as much as possible this morning. Put a lot of pressure in the front leg. Keep all the weight in your heel. Standing straight up. Again, add a twist if it's not challenging enough. When you're done those, we're going to grab the band. Again, optional but recommended 10 shoulder dislocations. Trying to challenge yourself a little bit. If you're doing these regularly, which you should be, try to go a little bit closer on your grip every time. And what that's going to do, it's going to help your shoulder mobility that much more. But yeah, beginners can do 10 per direction. And yeah, that's the beginner workout. What we're going to do for the advanced, intermediate, whatever workout you want to call it, you can call it advanced if you feel adventurous. We're going to do similar to a mountain climber, except rather than usually in a mountain climber your knees are coming straight up, your knee is going to come to the side and touch your elbow So you should feel a nice stretch in the groin as well as your obliques working. If you can, plant your foot flat on the ground, but if you don't have that kind of groin mobility, don't worry about it. You're going to do 5 per side. Cool. When you're done those, what you're going to do, you're going to get into a nice wide stance. Feet tucked out about 30 degrees. Hands up behind your head, opening up your chest, pushing your elbows out. You're going to come straight down as deep as you can, keeping that back flat and back up. This is just a wide stance. Good morning. Open up those adductors, hamstrings, activating that posterior chain a little bit, working on that balance. Again, you'll notice how flat my back is when I'm coming down. I'm not arching or bending or anything. Flat back completely. And very similar to a stiff-legged deadlift, but it's a good morning. Which I've always found is an appropriate exercise for this particular video collection. When you've done those, what you're going to do, you're going to do some close grip push-ups. You're just going to max out. Just go to failure on them. Keeping it, again, nice close grip. Same thing that beginners were doing, except we're not doing them on our knees, and we're doing them to failure. So we're just going to come down. Chest is always touching the floor. Head's neutral. Your elbows kind of should be grazing your side a little bit. There, I didn't really max out. You should be struggling a little bit more at the end. I'm just not feeling quite as chipper as you are this morning, you keen beaner. You're going to do Bulgarian split squats now, not just the holds that the beginners were doing. Find a chair. You can do this on the side of your bed. And you're going to elevate your foot flat on it. Have your foot out ahead of you a little bit. And you're going to come down, hold it for 3 seconds, and come back up. Down, 3 seconds, back up. You can do 5 per leg. Cool. The point of this exercise, again, is to wake up those legs a bit. Also stretch out your hip flexor, which is probably the most commonly tight muscle group on a lot of people. Just from sitting down so much, this is really, really good if you spend a lot of time in an office chair. Most of your day spent sitting, you probably have really tight hip flexors right in there. Last exercise you're going to do are your shoulder dislocations. Again, try to challenge that grip, come even narrower than before. Just pull that open. We're just doing 10 per direction. This is where you hear all those fun cracks and joint pops and all that fun stuff. Well, hopefully that woke you up as much as it woke me up, which is quite a bit for 4 a.m. I'm awake now. I feel like I can kind of handle the snow out there. So anyways, that's today's workout. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.